Okay, now these problems can be hard if you don't know how to set them up. I'm going to be using. It takes 8 minutes to wash. It takes you. It should say you. It takes you 8 minutes to wash one car, and it takes a friend 6 minutes to wash one car. How long does it take the two of you to wash 7 cars if you work together? So we're finding the number of minutes. Okay, so I've got units, I've got cars, and minutes. X is the time unit, then Y would be cars. So per minute, cars per minute. Well, here it says 1 car, but that's not per minute, that's for 8 minutes. And then the friend, that's 1 car, that's over 6 minutes, okay? So basically we don't have the car per minute rate. So I make my table. I'm actually going to make 2 of them because you have 2 people, you and the friend. Okay. Now this does not mean we're going to be making 2 lines, as you will see momentarily. Minutes, cars. Minutes, cars. So since we don't have anything, we're going to do the 0 block in both tables. Then I go under it. So 1 car, 8 minutes. Then I go to the other table because that's a different person. 1 car, 6 minutes. Now, what table would the 7 cars go? Well, given the fact we're going to be working together, I'm going to put 7 cars in between them and put question mark minutes. Okay. Now, let's go up to the 0. If I sat on my butt and worked for 0 minutes, I don't think any cars are getting washed. So that's a rate. Think here, if the friend did the same thing, I don't think he gets any cars either. So we're not making lines because the ladders would have no initial amounts. So that means we can make proportions. But since you have 2 tables, you need to add a 3rd ratio at the beginning of the proportion. Okay? Now, it's going to be Y over X. It always is. So it's cars over minutes. You got to label them or you put the numbers in the wrong place. So here's our first guy, 1 car in 8 minutes, 1 car in 6 minutes, and then when we go together we got to do 7 cars, and I don't know the minutes, so I'm just going to put M there. Now you can't just cross multiply and divide. You have to add 1/8 plus 1/6. Line up your equals and you're still going to have 7 over M or whatever letter you pick. It could be X if you want. But I need to combine these into one ratio by adding the fractions. Now I'm going to show you how to add the fractions, and then I'm going to show you how to do it on the calculator. Now you'd have to get common denominators. So on a multiplication chart, 8, 6, and 8. So 8, first multiple is 8. That wouldn't be a multiple of 6 though. 16 wouldn't be a multiple of 6. 24, well, how about, well, you'd have 6, first multiple, 12, 18, 24. Aha, 24. So 8 times what's 24? 3. 1 times 3 is 3. 6 times what's 24? Well, 24 divided by 6 is 4, so it must be 4. Okay, so we have our common denominator 24. 3 plus 4 is 7. So that would be 7 over 24. Now you can use a calculator and just add 1/8 plus 1/6. Okay, that would be 7 over 24. Now to find M, you can just cross multiply and divide. 24 times 7 divided by 7. But this is 7 times 1 is 7. 24 times 1 is 24. I'm guessing this is 24. It is, so 24 minutes. Okay, let's go to the next one. Charles is making pottery for a craft fair. It takes him, that should say him, not me. It takes him 50 minutes to construct one piece of pottery. It takes his wife 35 minutes to construct one piece of pottery. How long will it take them to construct 35 pieces of pottery if they work together? So I'm finding the number of minutes. Okay, so let's line up that units box. We have minutes and pieces. So which one measures time? I think it's minutes. And Y is pieces, so per. Pieces per minute. Well, pieces, well, you got one piece, but that's over 50 minutes. That ain't per minute. One piece, that's over 35 minutes. So we really don't have that. So I make a table. And since there's two people, how about two of them? Okay. Okay, we're obviously not going to, we're going to do the 0 block instead of the 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2 wouldn't work because I don't know what you're adding every time. So Charles, good old Charlie, 50 minutes, one piece. His wifey, 1 minute, 35 pieces. Now what about the 35 pieces? Well, that's when they're working together, so I put 35 pieces, question mark, minutes, because that's the answer to the problem. Now, if Charlie sat on his worthless butt and did 0 minutes of work, I doubt any pieces of pottery are getting painted. Same with the wife. So the lines, don't need them. These 0 zeros at the top, when Y starts with 0 along with X, you want to do a proportion, okay? Since there's two tables, you need to add a third ratio. Now remember, it's the Y over the X, okay? So pieces over minutes. So pieces, minutes. Pieces, minutes, pieces, minutes, okay? So one piece, 50 minutes. One piece, 35 minutes. And we got to do 35 pieces, and I don't know how many minutes, so you can put any letter you want. If you want to put X, that's fine. I'm going to be putting M, okay? So this side we have 35 over M, okay? M being the minutes. 1/50th plus 1/35th, okay? Now, I don't think a multiplication table is going to work very well, so what I'm actually going to do is multiply the denominators. 1750, 1750, then I'm going to 50 times what's 1750? Well, it takes 1750 divided by 50, that tells me it's 35. 1 times 35 is 35. 35 times what's 1750? Well, if I divide 1750 by 35, it tells me it's 50. And 1 times 50 is 50. 35 plus 50 is 85 over 1750. Now that can be reduced, because that ends in a 5, that ends in a 0, so they could be reduced by 5. 85 divided by 5 is 17. 1750 divided by 5 is 350. Or, rather than waste time with all that, you could just use your calculator. 1/50th plus 1/35th. Oh, looky there, it adds. Not only does it add them, it simplifies it. I think I'm good, okay? So, I take 350 times 35 and then divide that by 17. Okay, that's okay. You can have that. You can write 720 or 721. I'll accept that. If that's driving you nuts, you can go second, PRB. Write 720 and 10/17. Okay? Or you can write 721. Okay? I don't really care, as long as you're in the ballpark. Okay? Last one. This one has a little hook to it if you use your calculator. You can type 7 pages in 2 hours. Your classmate can type 8 pages in 3 hours. If you have 2 computers and can work at the same time, how long will it take the 2 of you to type 37 pages? So we're solving for minutes here. So what's going on? Well, we got pages and hours as the units of measurement. The time unit's the X, and the pages is the y. So per hour, pages per hour. Well, we're not going to put 7 because that's not per hour. That per hour means per single hour. That's over 2 hours. Classmate, 8 pages, that's over 3 hours, okay? Well, I guess we don't have our pages per hour, okay? So I'm going to make my table. How about 2 of them, okay? XY, XY. Hours, pages. Hours, pages. So I put the 0 block in because I do not have the pages per hour. So I've got 7 pages in 2 hours. This other guy can do 8 and 3. Just like the other problems, if you don't do any hours of typing, that's 0 pages, and the same with this guy. So the fact that both of these start at 0 means let's not make the lines, okay? Let's make proportions because there's no beginning amount. Okay, again, we'll need to add a third ratio. Oh, I forgot one thing. You also see 37 pages. So 37 pages, question mark, hours. But that's the 2 together. So remember, it's y over x. So y is pages, p hours, p hours, p hours. You get HP, it's not going to work out well for us, okay? 7 pages, 2 hours. 8 pages, 3 hours. 37 pages, and I don't know the hours, so I'm going to put a big H there. Okay, so on this side of the equals, we have 37 over H. But on this side, okay, let's say, yeah, Hermson already showed me how to add 7 over 2 plus 8/3 with a calculator. But here's what happens. I get a mixed number. I get a whole number and a fraction. Well, you can't use that. If you get a whole number and a fraction, that's known as a mixed number, you need to write 6 1/6 off to the side, and you need to make that into an improper fraction, okay? This 6 here will be our denominator. Now to find the numerator, you take your whole number times the bottom, 6 times 6, and then add 1, the top, to the product. So 6 times 6 is 36, plus 1 is 37. Okay, and this can be easy to solve, okay? 6 times 37 divided by 37. So if I add these on a calculator and I get a mixed number, okay? I can't have the mixed number. 6, and then the numerator, 6 times 6, 36, plus 1 is 37. So I take 6 times 37 divided by 37. I'm guessing it's 6 since 37 times 1. 37 stayed at 37. 6 is probably going to stay at 6. Yeah, okay, so that should not say minutes. I screwed that up. That should say hours, okay, so 6 hours.